guys, traditional. This is how we're gonna do it. Skaters, to your mark. Get set. Go.
All right, guys, this is it.
We all been running
The 2021
New York City Marathon.
He said it. So this marathon is particular in different, I guess, in many ways. As if you guys saw my previous video, you see that normally there's much greater turnout. This was planned a little, I guess, like more last second, and because of COVID and all that, there's less people traveling, so the crowd was much smaller. So that was definitely different this year. The other thing that was different was that for the first time I was competing in the open advanced tier, and the last time I did it in the recreational tier. So I was going to be ranked against different people, and most importantly, if you guys remember, I'm recovering from an injury. I had a knee injury, and I was coming into this completely ill-prepared. And to further that, without giving away too much details, I was recovering from some poor health about like 3 days ago. So 3 days previous to this, I like blacked out, and I haven't blacked out in a while, so it was much. And I spent from Wednesday to the actual race, which was on Saturday, like those days just recovering from all of it. And quite frankly, I didn't think I would be able to do the marathon, but lately I've just been like failing at certain goals or tasks that I've been setting. So I said, screw it. I'm probably going to perform extremely poorly because, you know, my health isn't that great. You know, still recovering from something. It wasn't like viral or anything, so don't worry, I didn't put anyone at risk. And like I said, my knee. But I was determined to do it. So here we are. I'm doing it, and my only goal was to complete it and not possibly faint in the process. So here we are. So as you can see, the usual, I know I spent a lot of time talking already. The initial takeoff is generally chaotic. We saw a few people fall. And the great part, quote unquote, you know, sarcastically about this race is that as soon as you start, you go right into a hill. This hill sucks. This park sucks in general, to be honest. It makes the 42K a lot more difficult. And the ground wasn't wet, but like the morning dew had some spots still a little wet, and mostly the fucked up parts of the floor. And unfortunately, that's a good amount of this. And here to like highlight it, you'll see it. Anytime you see like darker ground, you know, that's where it's like all beat up. You can see it. That shit is terrible. So it doesn't help that like the steepest part of the park is just riddled with like terrible ground and floor. So here we see, you know, Mike. I was pacing with him. I paced with him last time. He's breaking off to help someone who's struggling. This girl, this hill's really hard, and I guess the pace was too difficult, and she may have burned herself a little. So from practice, you know, the key is to just like, you know, find the right pacing and give yourself the ability, like the time to recover. This dude in the red, I will pace with him in the future later on, but in the beginning, it's kind of like I'm just feeling it out. Like I said, my knee, I kind of understood my knee's capabilities, so that wasn't too much of an issue. But like I said, I've been recovering for the last 3 days, and I kind of was scared, like my limit to how much I could push. You know, I was worried that, you know, what if I push too hard and like I faint going really fast, you know? So honestly, I was advised against doing this by most of the people who knew what I had been going through. But like I said, I've just been dropping the ball so much lately. I said, screw it, I have to complete this. So I just went for it. So as you can see, this floor sucks. And most of it, the first part of it is just uphill. So a lot of this, like here, this footage here, is a slight uphill, followed, you know, you'll see it's all uphill. And if this was like a flat 42K, good lord, I wanted to do the Berlin. Like a lot of my friends went to Berlin to do the Berlin Marathon, but that's like far beyond, like, you know, like it's too much money for me to spend just to do a marathon. But I would love to, because from understanding, the floor is pristine, So maybe one day, maybe next year, if I train better and I'm in a better standing economically, I'll go to Berlin. That'd be nice. But yeah, this is still kind of uphill. None of it's really flat. There are some flat parts of this park, but like a lot of it's uphill, and that's what makes it challenging. And what makes it challenging here is that I'm still pacing alone. So when we practiced for this, or whatever times I did have a chance to practice, I was with a group. And here you go, a little pace line going, and they said, come with us. And it makes a big difference because when you're, in a pacing in the group, I guess, the wind resistance goes down, and it gives you kind of like a metric on how you're doing. So if you guys watched my last video, my last marathon video, which was the first marathon I ever did, I paced with Michael, the guy that's in the front. So I figured to myself, like, yeah, I can't push it, but if I pace with him again, it's very likely that I'll have a similar outcome, hopefully. So from this point on, essentially, I'm just pacing with Michael until the very end, you'll see. So a big part of this for me was sustainability. You see a lot of people who will get ahead of me and then fall back, and you see this repeating throughout. And my goal was to just keep something that was sustainable, but not too slow. And like I said, I was really playing this close line. I was very low energy, and I couldn't push it too much because I feared that, I could faint or something. My health wasn't where it should be, to be honest. So this was really tricky to play out. So this whole thing is pretty long. I'm gonna talk through it, but not through the whole thing. I'll give some pauses, but I might have to cut through it because it's the whole marathon. So we'll see what happens. So this part here is actually flat or downhill. It's kind of hard to tell with the 360 camera, but I think this is flat mostly. Like the flatter parts are closer to the ending of the lap and somewhere before it. So this is definitely downhill. You can see everyone getting low. So downhills are great for me. I don't know if it's because I'm a heavier guy or something, but man, I really build speed on the downhills, and going up the uphills is like hell. I guess gravity wants to pull me down, so it pulls me down the hill. When I try to go up the hill, it pulls me down, but when I'm trying to go down, it helps me go down. I don't know if it works that way, but I find that I get a lot of speed going downhill. I am using the same skates as last time, the Endurace, the original ones, with the 125 millimeter wheels and the original bearings, whichever ones they had. The bearings aren't like perfect condition, but they still roll good. The skate still rolls strong. Originally, I had some sizing issues with it, and I have to wear like a 3mm footy, like the boot, the little sock thing that goes around your ankle to protect you from getting blisters, because otherwise I'd get blisters. But with that, it fits well. And here we see me going down the hill. When you bomb the hill alone, you go a lot slower. This time I wasn't really tight with the group. There wasn't really a group. The group is still kind of breaking apart, coming back together. So as far as the camera that I'm using a 360 camera that's on my helmet, but it's like really close to my helmet. So I can't really show you any other angles because you would just mostly see my helmet. So the way I set it up was I intended to film what was in front of me. So that's what we're going to see, pretty much my perspective from above my helmet. The first time I filmed this, I used like a GoPro and there was a battery attached to it. Similar concept here. I have a 360 camera that has a wire running to it that's feeding it power. Every now and then you'll see the wire actually get in the shot. So this way I could continuously film without the camera dying on me. That was the idea. And it helped out because the 360 camera does the leveling. Last video when I got close to people and I kind of looked towards the ground, it was just pretty much staring at their butt the whole time. So none of that this time. Okay, this is like the flatter part. So I don't know if any of the viewers here were at the marathon or if you participated. I saw a few people from the usual Wednesday night skate scene there. It was pretty nice to see them. Some people were doing their first ever 42K. It's nice to see people out there trying new things, and just even if you're not gonna do very well, or the key is to just get out there and try to complete it. It's always good to push yourself onto something new. This lady's filming us. Mike says hi. I think this is uphill. Like I said, most of this is like uphill, and as you can see, the ground is terrible. I think this is on the flatter side. I kind of recognize this bad floor, but it's still not the flattest thing ever. Yeah, I think we're gonna complete the lap. Right before we complete the lap, the ground is just so bad over here. There's like all that cracked floor back there. It steals all your speed. And now there's going to be a bunch of sand up in front for some reason. So they spilled sand. No one bothered to remove it. I think someone could have done the lap and said, hey, let's clean this up. But no, it's a huge pile of sand. Luckily, I never tripped on it, but it's definitely the kind of thing they would trip you if you weren't paying attention. So this is it. This is me completing my first lap. You can hear the music and the announcer.
Oh, this guy, he's out in front. I want to look good. Oh, you looking great. Not just good. Look at them guys and girls. I like that. Teamwork is dreamwork. Don't go catch them. Work together. Get the draft. Right there it is, Mike.
Yeah, everyone knows Mike. I think there's people behind me. I don't recall. I think the guy with the red shirt might be behind me right now, the one I mentioned earlier. I don't recall your name. I think I may have known it at some point. I just don't know off the top of my head. So after the lap, they have these people who hand out like water or snacks. And I go for a water bottle here, and I fail. So yeah, that's reminiscent of my first time. I always fail the first time. I just go too fast, and I guess my hand is like too stiff. So I can't absorb it. I end up just pushing it away. As you can see, I kind of lost speed on that. Every time you go for that snack or that energy, you kind of sacrifice some of that speed because you got to slow down to receive it. So from right here, this is pretty much what it's going to look like for the rest of the race. Me pacing behind the guy with the red shirt and Mike. And like I said, I was taking it super easy, and I thought to myself, it'd be a miracle if I actually complete this, being all the crap that I had to put up and go through recently. And I just stuck with Mike because, I did it the first time, and if he paces similarly as the last time I did it with him, then I should have the same result, right? So I played it safe. I stuck with the group. So you would think with all the technology that I have that I would like track this. I literally have a smartwatch on me and a phone, and I forgot to track all of it. And this would have been helpful later on because I lose count of how many. I always lose count of how many laps I'm on, and you know, towards the ending you get tired and you're like, when is this gonna end? Maybe it's good not to know how much more is left because then you'll take it easier. I don't know, but I totally lose track of what lap I'm on. See, so you can see that ground, people falling. This floor sucks. It's tripping people up, and this is the steepest part of the whole track, and the ground just sucks. So not only are you working hard to get up this really steep hill, but the ground is just there stealing all the power you put into it. I think that guy that just passed us is someone that I paced with the last time I did it. Because that like uniform skin suit thing looks really familiar. It may have been someone that I paced with last time. Let me know if you guys recognize him in the comments. He's wearing the black and white skin suit and he's like, it says rollerblade. Yeah, totally cut it close to him. It's kind of hard sometimes when I break off the group because, especially at the hill, the group gets so much more speed than me if they're together, and then I got to make up with it by putting in that extra energy to catch up. I definitely catch up to them, but this happened the previous marathon too, or when I was first training for it. It's really important to stay with the group. You get so much more power out of it. You work a lot easier. Because I'm taking on all those wind resistance right now, and it's like slowing me down. It's taking a lot of my power, but once you get with the group, it gets a lot easier. And technically kudos to Michael because he's carrying us, but literally almost carrying us. He's taking most of the headwind, and he's making it easier for us. He's a real lifesaver. He's bailed me out. That's the second time he's helped me out. I owe him like dinner or something. And speaking owing people things, I'd like to thank my patrons. Like lately, I've been just doing the outro here, where I just throw it in there. But I like to thank you for all your support. It really makes a difference. And like I said, lately, I just feel like I've been coming short on a lot of promises I've been making, but I've just been dealing with a lot of shit. So thank you for supporting me anyways. I want to thank all my Binny Plus subscribers, my Binny Bladers, Jom, Zfing, HP, Sonic Sports, and also Goodnight Journal, which is my only corporate patron. Goodnightjournal.com. Thank you for the support. Guys, check out goodnightjournal.com. It is an online journaling platform. It's available on web, iOS, and Android. It's free to use. And connects you to a community of other, I guess, journalists? Is that what you call them? People who keep journals? Anyways, you can share your journals with other like-minded people. You can keep them private. And if you use the code BLADENNY, it's actually a free service, so you can just sign up and use it anyways, network, right, keep your journal, but you can get a premium account at 20% off if you use the code BLADENNY, and this unlocks a bunch of other features, including some mental health stuff and reminders. So yeah, thank you once again, goodnightjournal.com for helping me out and being a patron. Please check them out, use the code BLADENNY. So here you see like our group will catch up to other groups every now and then, and like I don't know, it's weird. We never formed like a really big group. there was a lot of people who were just trying to do it alone, I guess, and they would become clusters, but they weren't actually like a team. You know, like it's so much better when you can work as a team and you kind of know the intention and you gotta help each other out because if you're in a team, you actually take turns taking the headwind. So someone will lead in the front. I don't know the exact terms, but you'll switch the leader, which is important because the guy in the front is doing the most work. And this dynamic really helps you save energy and get more out of it. There's a lot of people doing it solo, and even when I did it, technically I'm not on a team, but whenever I saw a group that would accept me, man, I'm not gonna take no. You know, like I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna join them. So it's always great to bomb the hill with someone. Like here, right now, you can see that gap between me and Michael became huge, and he's just gaining speed. Like, and I am not gaining as much speed as him because I'm taking all this wind, working extra hard. Luckily, I said before I'm like heavy or something. I guess because I'm a heavier guy, I build a lot of speed on the hill, more than most people. Maybe I'm going lower. I don't know, but as you can see, I'm really zooming right here, and I'm gonna catch up to them eventually. So is anyone here actually like a speed skater or a marathon skater? I think most of my audience is like beginner skaters or urban skaters. Any speed skaters here? Leave a comment below. So here once again I'm solo, and I don't like being solo because I don't really know if my pacing is good or not. I kind of don't do it enough to get a feel for it, so it kind of worries me. And yeah, I don't like skating alone. It's easier to just fall into like the mindlessness of it and kind of just keep pace when there's other people doing something like skating with you, and you kind of just fall into the rhythm. When you're alone, it kind of just brings you more into like thinking about what's happening at the moment. And for something like this, which is kind of a long thing, it takes really long. I'd rather fall into a rhythm and kind of just get through it without thinking. So this is flat. This is like the flatter part of the park. And I think there's a little downhill when you get up ahead. So this was really early in the morning, like not really early, but we're at the time of the year where it's kind of really chilly in the morning, and then it just gets hotter when the sun comes out. So when I initially started this, I was definitely cold, and I wasn't feeling like 100%. So like, my body temperature was a little off, so I had to wear a sweater. Once again, I didn't have anything viral. Don't worry, I'm not gonna continue. I'm not getting anyone sick or anything. So, but yeah, so I had to wear a sweater in the morning, and then like going into it, I felt a bit chilly. But once I got going, I kind of felt normal. I probably had like all this adrenaline in me, and it was like, fuck it, just skate. So if you recognize this terrible ground, it means we're gonna finish the lap. Right before the lap is over, you go by this point with really shit ground, and then that sand that's gonna come up. That's how I know. That's like the reminder. I can be mindlessly skating, and then I know exactly when I am, like where I am, because of how bad the floor is. So as you can see, I finally caught up to the group. We got a long line going here, and when I had been training before with the group, the Empire Speed Team, one of the things they told me is like, if you have like this slow part, the key is to just to truck through it. Most of the time you'll notice that you will catch up, but the key is to just like keep consistent and truck through that slower part so you can catch up to the group. Like I don't think I I slowed down. Like I said, what happened was when they all got together and they bombed the hill, they kind of just built more speed than me because I was doing it as an individual and taking on all that wind. I think I'm gonna go for water here. Yeah. And I think I finally get it.
Thank you.
Yes, I got it. As you can see, I lose a lot of speed for that. Like the group is getting further once again, but because like I went to go get the drink, and I think that though I do lose some distance, ultimately it does help me when you're doing stuff like this. That's like demanding physically. You know, any water or calories you take in, you definitely get a boost from it. It's also really hard to drink water when you're breathing on the harder side. Like I'm not out of breath, but definitely have to like maintain like a good cadence in my breathing. So drinking water is interesting. Like if you've ever been on like a treadmill and you're jogging or doing a marathon, it's always weird because like you kind of have to prep a breath. So you have to take like a really deep breath before drinking the water because you know you're gonna lose a few breaths in the process of drinking it. I don't have like a water bottle holder, so you can see my shadow to my left when I go by the trees. I have to like skate with a water bottle until I finish drinking it, which is kind of annoying. See, we're all like in a little cluster group here. It's not really a line though. It's kind of just weird. They should have just lined up. You know, it made everyone's life easier. It's kind of struggling to find form. There it goes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I paced this guy a few years ago. He looks familiar. The guy with a rollerblade black and white speed suit. He's also using Ender Race from the looks of it. Wow, I'm like 27 minutes in. I think I'm just gonna talk to this whole thing, which is crazy. This is gonna be the longest video ever made. I wonder how many of you guys are gonna be here. If you're here at this point, leave a comment with a timestamp saying how far you made it in. I'm gonna bring this up more often and see how many people actually make it to the end. I love how they're just having a casual conversation while going up the hill. You know, these dudes, like, especially Michael, he does like this distance all the time. Like he'll post things like did 40 something miles today, like super easy. Oh look, there's the other Mike.
I hope you're not lapping me.
There you go. Yeah, I hadn't seen him the whole time, so I was worried that he was lapping me. He was going so much faster too. Like look at him, he has so much energy. Like where the hell did he come from? And he's gone. in my mind, I'm like, hopefully I didn't get lapped. Also, I think that was a cut. Like, so there's like a small break between when the camera films. So it only makes files that are around 30 minutes long. And then it, I guess, to be safe, stops filming and starts filming again. So to prevent like the loss of a larger file. I think that's how it works. But yeah, as you can see, we
I'm sorry, Park.
teleported there real quick. Oh, I said sorry, Park, and I threw the water bottle into the woods. I know it's terrible, but like, it's really annoying to carry the bottle. I kind of wished it was like garbage cans more often, so I could just throw it in there or something. But yeah, I totally littered just now. So yeah, there's quads doing this. You'll see them. And man, quads are just like just really hard to do distance in. Like kudos to you if you can keep up. You know, we have some people, one guy in particular who keeps up with the skaters. You know, if you're a quad skater and you're keeping up with inliners, kudos to you, man. It's so much work. Like they're great for like dancing and smooth stuff, but as far as like gaining speed, inline definitely takes it there. I need to get like one of those shirts that has a water bottle holder. Maybe next year if everything is going better. Like, it's been a pretty shit year to be honest. Um, I don't want to get too, obviously the things that have affected all of us, COVID has been terrible. That's kind of curbed a lot of my skating. I ended up going to Kansas and I was down there. I didn't really skate too much. Luckily, I found some skaters there, made it more bearable. I then my father shortly passed. He passed away not too long ago, so that's another kind of shit that I had to go through, stressful stuff. And then I hurt my knee, so it's just been like an uphill battle lately. And that's like one of the reasons I tell myself, like I might not be at the best performing level, but like I have to like complete this. I needed like a victory somewhere. It wasn't the greatest, that's kind of like telling you the outcome, but I don't do very well in this. But given everything I was going through, I'm still happy with it. So hard part about filming this is like the audio is terrible. So I'm gonna try to keep the audio as much as possible, but it's mostly wind and some skate sounds, especially in the downhill. So here I think one of the biggest downhills is coming up. Let's see, I could be wrong. There's definitely like a downhill here, and then I think the steepest part follows this. Yep, this is it. This was like my favorite part of this. I just get to enjoy this speed. And last time I went faster. The last time I did this marathon, I was in a faster group. I think the group pushed a little harder. I think Mike took it easy this year. Ultimately, I know he did because my time did suffer a bit. But it's only I do break off at the ending. I don't want to give away too much, but I felt like we went faster last time. But like I said, I'm not. I'm just taking it easy. I'm just trying to get through this whole thing. But yeah, you can see we're zooming by people. I feel like maybe next year I'll try to get more camera angles if that's possible. I don't think I'll ever do this with a selfie stick. That just sounds stupid to me because it would be annoying. But maybe have more than one camera. Like I said, this year was already challenging to begin with, so I kind of didn't want to push it too much. The camera in my head is easy, kind of just hit record and forget about it. You don't want to be thinking about filming and whether it's filming or not in the middle of something like this. Kind of just want to be dedicated to the skating. I think next year maybe I'll put like a 360 camera on my arm. I wonder if that's far enough. you know, because 360 cameras, you kind of want them far from your body, so it looks like someone's filming you. But I think it would give another perspective. You would actually see me. You know, it would be almost like having a selfie stick, but without having that absurdly large protrusion coming off your body. You know, I'm not trying to freaking joust someone. You know, go full speed and stab them with a selfie stick. But maybe on my arm or something, and then like it'd be interesting because you would see me. It would probably delete my hand, which looks weird. So maybe they have hand mounts. So like it goes around your hand, and the GoPro goes on your hand. Maybe I can put a 360 camera there. And still have like this forward-facing camera also. Hopefully I'll just be better prepared in general. Like I'll actually train for it. And, you know, then not just have more camera equipment. Hopefully I'll be in Berlin, you know. That'd be great. I would love to go to Berlin and do the Berlin Marathon. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been wanting to like step things up and do more, but like I said, things have just been so challenging lately, so I'll just take what I get, I guess. You can hear me complaining about the floor. Every time this shitty ass ground comes around, you know we're about to complete a lap. People are tripping. It's just straight up tripping on this ground. So you hear me cursing about it.
Oh.
One day I should just go and like try to fix this track. Like probably get arrested in the process for trying to fix it. But like someone should. You know, Prospect Park's a really nice area. Wide the track. There's a lot of biker here too, and they feel it. I've spoken to them. Why they let this, you know, this road be so bad is beyond me. I don't know why they don't fix it. The people cheering, completing. I think this is the start of our third lap. How did I lose count now? Whatever. I think this is the start of our third lap. What lap am I on, guys? Leave it in the comments.
Banana?
Oh. Look at me. I'm going for a banana.
Let me get a banana. Banana. Yes.
I got one.
Yeah.
I think I'm eating too much. In retrospect, am I grabbing something to eat every lap? Or is it every other lap? Yeah, I lose a lot of speed because of that. I think I should have packed like snacks or something that I can just eat along the way. Like I said, I didn't have water on me. There was no water on me. Some people carried water bottles. You can see Mike obviously has a pouch for it in the back. I had no water. I had no snacks. So whenever I saw that dude, I said, "Hey man."
Want some of this banana? No.
You know, that's me offering some of banana to Mike, you know. Just put in that work. So whatever I can give him, you know. The good thing about the banana is that it's biodegradable. So I don't feel that bad throwing it away, just chucking it into the woods. So I guess like next time they have to give out like the, I think it's called Just Water. It's like Will Smith's son makes it. It's essentially water inside of a cardboard box, and the cardboard box is biodegradable. They should hand that out. Yeah, I know it costs more, but if we chuck it to the side, you know, it's biodegradable, so it's not as bad. The guy in front of me is recording it, so probably would have made sense for me to pay attention to what it was saying to know where we are. 'Cause I had no idea where we were sometimes. I was like, what lap is this? I still don't know now. I'm terrible at keeping track of that stuff. Yeah, So this hill, like, if you saw my previous videos about training, like this hill burns me. And if I take it too fast, when I was training with the speed team, the little times I had a chance to do it, if I try to keep their pace, this hill would just burn me out. Like, I would not be able to recover from it. So I like had a really like chill stance. I wasn't really leaning forward. Like I said, I was taking it easy. My goal was to complete it and not faint or anything stupid like that. But yeah, this hill taxes the shit out of you. Look at this ground. It's so terrible. So one of the things that makes this even harder is that like I'm a large dude. Like I'm big, not like fat, but like I really like working out. If you guys see some of my like Instagram posts or recent videos, I'm really into lifting. Like heavy lifting and all that stuff. So it totally goes against this. This is all about endurance. And what I do, what I train for mostly when I lift weights is like very particular motions, not directly like related to this, but not exactly it. And it's very like short burst power stuff. So I actually had to lose a lot of weight to do this. Like I got injured, so you probably saw me in my previous videos talking about intermittent fasting. I always say it wrong, but hopefully I said it right there. So while I was recovering from the knee injury, I took that up because, dropping weight makes it easier on your knee. Because if you're heavy, it's more work on your knee. So I actually dropped 20 pounds. And one of my goals originally was to drop weight anyways, because this is a speed skating marathon. It's a small person's game. It's about endurance. Being this huge dude doesn't really help me here. In fact, it works against me. So while my knee was recovering, I took it easy. I still worked out, but like obviously limited the range or certain motions to prevent injuring my knee. And I was fasting, and it made it challenging because it makes it hard to do evening. Like I like doing evening skates, and I can't eat after like based on the way I was doing my intermittent fasting. I don't know what I'm saying, but I stopped eating around 5 p.m. And after 5 p.m. I had to be very low energy. Like I couldn't do anything too crazy because then it would be hard on my stomach. Cause like if I go to Wednesday night skate, it would start demanding calories. Like my stomach would be like, hey, we just did exercise. Can we eat? So it kept me away from night skating. I stopped doing it. So I stopped doing the fasting when I fainted. I think it may have been kind of related to it. I may have been pushing it, like the gym, that, and then another variable, and it all stacked, and I just blacked out. So, like 3 days before this, I broke the fasting, and I went back to just eating regularly. I am still currently like just eating like a regular person now. I'm trying to get back into the groove of everything. It took me a while to like get into the gym again and just like having a routine. That week was difficult. Even after this, like the few days before this, and then like a week after, I kind of was still nervous, pushing myself too much after what had happened. So I am slowly recovering and going back into my routine of everything, of like working out and all that. I think eventually I'll go back to like the intermittent fasting. Maybe we'll see. In the winter, I tend to quote unquote bulk. You know, it just means I stop giving a crap about my diet. But I kind of just eat whatever. And with the holidays and all, it's kind of hard to control anyways. But I might ease it up and let myself eat a little more. You know, as the winter, you can get a little bigger. I'm not saying I'm gonna get fat, but you know, I put on a lot more muscle. I do put on a little bit of fat too. Actually, a good amount. But yeah, I focus on like lifting, like bigger numbers in the winter, and in the summer I kind of focus on looking leaner. So it's just like it's kind of terrible actually, because I push the extremes a little too much, and it kind of goes forward and back a little too much. So we're like 45 minutes in. Who is still here? Who has made it this far? Hopefully I'm not talking too much. I'm gonna try to talk a little less. But who's made it this far? Put it in the comments. We're around 46 minutes in. So you can totally see how like being in a group made a difference. Like there was literally people like you saw them pushing, and we're not doing anything. We're just sitting low, and we're in a group, and we're getting so much speed from it. So over there, I think they got a little close, and he may have kicked his foot or something like that. So like I said, it's a pretty chill pace. I was just trying to get through it, just trying to complete it. So we haven't really seen people in a while. You know, it's kind of just us. That happens. Like, you won't see any of the skaters for a while. And it makes you wonder how your pacing is going. Like, it's definitely on the slower side. So for those of you who haven't heard or seen my post, I started a Discord for the patrons, and I have, like I said recently, I have been slacking, but when I do, I try to be there like twice a week, and I'll edit, and you can come through and hang out with me. I think I only have 3 patrons who actually come through and hang out, but yeah, if you're interested in hanging out with me and seeing behind the scenes stuff, you can join our Patreon. You can join the Bleeder New York Patreon. And besides stuff like that, there's other little perks. I keep you guys updated on a lot of the stuff that I'm working on, and some of this, hopefully most of it gets completed. But lately, like I said, I've been just dealing with a live and slacking. But yeah, I keep you guys updated. Uh, the the lowest tier is the Binny Blader tier, and it's only $1.25 a month. And you know, if you can join that tier, you still get all the behind the scenes. You still get to hang out with the Discord. The only difference between that and the tier above it, which is the Binny Blader, which is I guess like the biggest tier if you're not a corporate person. With the Binny Blader tier, you get the shout outs and you get the 20% off Binny merch. So if you guys are interested in something like that, if you made it this far and you're still listening to me talk and watching me skate, you should probably consider joining the Blader New York Patreon. I'll link it below. I'll probably link it here or something. We'll see. Here you go. What lap is this? Is this the 4th, the 5th? I don't know.
Come on, Mike, you got it in you. Let's go, bro. Keep going.
So there's actually photos every time I go through this, and the website has it. It's pretty cool. I look so tired in them. So every time I got through the lap, like a sensor knew and they took a photo of me. So Mike, not Michael, the one with me, Mike, the other dude, actually burns himself out and doesn't complete the 42K. That's one of the things I feared. Burning myself out. Like I didn't know, like how capable I was. How far I can push it. Luckily, I complete this. So a spoiler, I complete the race. I don't do very well, but I complete it. And that was the only goal I had. But yeah, most of it is just me with Mike. And this dude I just use this pace line. Eventually I do break away. As I did the first time, I paced with him for a while, and then I try to make up the last lap or two. I have no idea what lap it is. And I break off towards the ending and I try to make up time. So these are the people doing the 100K, the ultra marathon, coming by us to our right now. So there's a car clearing the way for them. These guys go fast. They make this look super easy. This is the 100K group, I think. Or it's a group. Is it mixed? There's a little bit of both, because I know Sonic, he just went by us. He's doing the 100K. So these are definitely the faster groups, who the faster people who need someone clearing it out for them. I don't need that. I'm going a lot slower. I'm still amazed to see that, like, the pace they keep for the distance they're doing is just crazy to be at that level of performance. Yeah, this hill's getting to us. You can see it. Oh, 14 miles. So we're like only halfway through it. Oh no, we're not. It's 26 miles. But yeah, whatever. We're getting close. We're definitely past the middle. a lot of these dudes are like a lot older than me, and it's like really humbling to see that, like, it's amazing. It shows that like I can be so much better and how much experience pays off. There's a lot of like a good ego check for this. You get me? Like a lot of these people have been skating for so long, and it's just about committing and doing it for that long. I'm all like trained. I work out a lot, and I'm pacing with these dudes, and it's crazy that they can do this because they're so much older than me. I don't want to call them old, but you know what I mean. Like so much respect for them. For everyone doing this, respect. Anyone out here challenging themselves, shout out to you guys. A lot of people will just do the same things over and over again and never really grow, and I hate that. Like I hate like just seeing the same things happen for too long and no growth. Especially a lot of things I do. I get really into it, and it bothers me when nothing changes. That's true of this channel lately. I have been struggling. I feel like a lot of the videos are kind of the same, and I don't know. I think you guys enjoy it. You're here watching it, right? But personally, me, I like pushing it, and I had a lot of goals for myself, and lately I just haven't been reaching them, so it's been difficult. But it gets hard for me. It gets harder for me to make content when I don't enjoy it too much, to be honest. So lately, I just feel like I've been posting a lot of the same stuff. A lot of the same videos. There's a lot of channels out there, I just feel like it's the same video over and over again with different narration. And that kind of bores me, to be honest. And I kind of fear that I'm falling into that rut also. So hopefully, things pick up and I can get back into it, push myself, do crazier things, do greater things. Like I haven't been able to do aggressive. I really miss aggressive, but I have to be really protective of my knee right now. So, I can't really push it there. If I were to hurt my knee, it would set me back. So I kind of miss aggressive skating. I kind of want to do more, but I got to take it easy for now. Sorry for venting too much. I don't know, it might bother you guys. Kind of just want to see skating. I'm here venting, but it's a good place to vent. Goodnightjournal.com. My corporate patron sponsor. Goodnightjournal.com is an online journaling community and platform available for iOS, Android, and web. It's free to use, and if you use code BladerNY, you can unlock a premium account for 20% off. Once again, thank you all my patrons, Benny Bladers, and the Benny Plus subscribers. Join the Patreon today. So you can see the shadow here. There's I think 2 more people behind me, so a little pace line going. It's been mostly just me, Mike, and this guy with the red shirt most of the time. People come in and out. Imagine all those dogs jumping at us. You know how dogs hate skaters? That'd be crazy. I rarely, and this is super random, but I rarely meet dogs that don't flip out when skaters come by. They just really don't like us. He just clipped his foot again. I think it's like, yeah, see, same spot. So I think what's happening is like we're coming into a turn.
He's pushing on a turn.
Yeah, exactly. He pushes on the turn, and like, I guess he's turning, and the guy's still kind of going straight. So they've clipped each other there before. It's super dangerous. That's one of those things. Like I said, speed skating. You get really close to people. You gotta really trust them. Man, we are 1 hour and 2 minutes into this. That's crazy. Who's still here? If you made it this far, leave a comment with the timestamp. Thank you for making it this far. I appreciate all you guys, the regular subscribers and the patrons. You guys, thank you for watching and making it this far. This is my longest video ever, my longest voiceover. Oh, every time you see this terrible ground, you know we're gonna complete a lap. It's tripping everyone up. Yeah, he's talking about
You
smile.
gotta make it look like we're going fast if you're taking pictures.
Yeah, it's a photo. It just look dramatic.
Move your hair, they can't tell. Sweetheart.
Make it look like you're going fast. It's just a picture. They won't know.
Keep pushing, my friend. Doing great out there. We pulling for y'all.
Everyone loves Michael. They're always cheering him on.
Coming across line, posing. We're a groove. Like, yo, this dude has too much fun.
Well, 3 more laps to
Towards the
go.
end, they try to make up some time. But I appreciate your pacing.
I just told them that I'm gonna break off towards the ending.
Oh,
Pretty
no,
much use them for
believe me, I'm in
pacing.
no condition to be racing right now. I'm still doing it. I don't know if you're on our age category. No, I'm not in your age category. I'm way far from it.
You know, they're poking jokes at me for pacing with them. But like I said, I'm no condition to be doing this, so I'm still doing it. It's so weird. There's like people riding lots of, not now, but like when I'm here normally, a lot of people who are riding like mopeds in the park or those scooter kind of things. It's kind of annoying. Like I understand in the street, but in the park, it's kind of like, I don't know. He's always like cheering people on. Michael, when he skates by them, he gives them like a thumbs up, tells them to keep going. He's been helping people out the whole time. He's a great dude. Like people would fall, he'd tell them to get up, help them and stuff. Nice guy. Yeah, you can see if we did a side-by-side comparison, like we're slowly getting tired. Every time we go up this, it gets harder and harder. Yeah, see some people stop in the middle of it. It's a lot, this hill. It sucks. Like I said, the floor sucks. It's on the steep side. See, he's cheering people on. It helps when you're tired and someone eggs you on. Like I said, just I can't imagine if I would have done this alone. Probably wouldn't have completed it. Look at this guy to the left. He's doing it with hockey skates. Man, I hope he's not doing the 42K because those look like 80 millimeters. That's gonna be hard. That must have been hard. I think that's the guy I said before that I thought I paced with him before, like last time, right? He was wearing the black and white rollerblade suit. I don't know if he's still doing it. Did he finish it? Maybe he did the half marathon, and now he's just skating around because he definitely wasn't holding a pace. He was kind of just leisurely skating. Ooh. They both kind of tripped on something.
Your wheels are spinning, right? Your wheels are spinning, yeah. Careful, careful, careful.
Something got lodged in their wheels or something. That's the crazy part. You know, they've been skating for a while. If it would have been anyone else,
Tripped on what?
something like that, you know, if a beginner, they would have sent you flying. But, you know, they survived it. Well, both their left foot got stuck. I don't know what tripped them up because they didn't hit me, but I did see both of them kind of like get stuck on something. Which is pretty crazy. Wiping out at that speed would have sucked. Next year, if everything goes well, hopefully, I want to get one of those speed suits. You know, like one of those skin tight speed suits with a Blade of New York logo. That'd be dope as hell. And hopefully I'm like really jacked, you know, like so it looks even better. I wonder how much that affects your performance. You know, especially on these hills, probably does a good amount. Because I had these like shorts, they're on the loose side, they're definitely flapping around. And my shirt, you know, I really wonder. Anyone here who went from using like, you know, regular clothing to a speed suit, how much did it affect you? How much did you feel it? Let me know below.
Time to pick up?
So someone starts calling Michael, and so I'm actually gonna break off pretty soon. I think you'll see me break off and start to make up that time. You know, I've been taking it easy, pushing myself a little more. Like I said, I was playing it easy, I was playing it safe. I was just trying to complete it. But eventually, I do break off and push it a little more, because I got to make up some time, you know. I've been taking it easy, but like I said, my goal was just to complete this. And then if I did that, I was happy with it after everything I had gone through.
Now that I'm behind you, I don't have to skate anymore. Is that how that works? Your shoulders are so big. Oh, well, thank you. That's a compliment. I know, it's so much work. It helps downhill.
So
Does not help up the hill.
he's mentioning how wide I am. Not too bulky now. Like I said, I lost a good amount of weight, but I'm still like a generally large dude. So I imagine like if I would have been in the front, like I would have really taken a lot of wind, and I probably would have helped him go faster. Next time I'll carry the group. Hopefully next time I can be a leading man. Man, we are an hour and 17 minutes into this crazy longest video. Man, if you made it to the end, thank you for joining me. We're getting close to it. Like I said, this is the longest we've ever done. Longest voiceover too. Essentially unedited, you know, the whole marathon. Or you'll see. The closest I can get to the whole marathon. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subs. Thank you to all my patrons. You can join my Patreon at patreon.com/BladeNY. Thank you for the support. So this ugly floor, you know what that means. We're about to complete a lap.
Ooh, watch the sand.
So this is where I break off finally, and I start to pick up speed to make up, you know, ultimately get a better time. I thanked Michael afterwards. I told him he totally carried me. He always helps. After the race, I thanked him. But, you know, I had to break off here, try to make up some time, go a little faster.
Oh, wow. You got that finger. Make it 6,000 and more.
Am I getting anything this time? Oh, yeah. I got some water. I think I knocked the water out of his hand. So he had two. I grabbed one, the other one fell out. Chugging that water.
Sorry.
Like I said, it's hard because when you grab the water, you kind of have to slow down for it. And then it affects your breathing because you kind of like have to take a big gulp of air so you can drink water, because during the time you're drinking water, you're not breathing anymore. And then your breath has to catch up to it. It's kind of weird, but it's totally worth it. I'm like so dehydrated. I'm not carrying any water. Definitely should carry water with me next time. So here I'm skating solo again, and it worries me. I don't know what my pace is like. I don't know if it's sustainable. I'm just staring at these guys in front of me, and I'm like, maybe keep up with them? I don't know. But I've been in the position before where I try to keep up with the wrong people and ended up burning myself out like completely to the point where I couldn't recover. So this is the dangerous part. It's always good to skate with like a team, you know, people you know what their pace is like, you know if you can keep up with it or not, if it's sustainable. And like I said before, I had been recovering from like being sick, so like I wasn't sick. I don't want to give the full details, but like don't worry, I'm not getting anyone else sick. I'm not, nothing contagious. I just like, you know, I wasn't in the best of health. And I was scared of pushing it, but being alone, you know, you don't really have a meter, you know, you gotta be careful. And this hill is getting us tired. So somehow I'm gonna forget how many laps are left, and I've been seeing this dude a lot, so he's gonna say that we have 1 or 2 more. So this is the bad news. This camera stops filming at some point, and we don't catch the last lap. So in the last lap, I'm alone, and I actually run to a group of bikes who are pacing, like they're getting warmed up, and I pace with them for a while. And I think this is the last lap I do. And then I almost get hit by one of them. I would have loved to capture all of this, but my camera died. Ultimately, I make it to the ending, and I don't even know what lap it is, but I recognize some friends. And I go, hey, you guys didn't overlap me, right? And they go, no, we didn't. I'm like, are you guys done? And they said they're done. So then that's how I know I'm done, because I literally lose track of where I am. I placed 11th out of 20 people, I believe, which is terrible. But I'm placing in the advanced 42K, so I'm placed against a different group. If I would have been placed in the recreational, I would have got like 3rd or 2nd. So whatever, I wanted to push myself, and yeah, I don't do really well, but once again, my goal was just to complete it. And fortunately, it's going to end here, guys. Thanks for watching. Longest video ever. If you made it to the ending, give me a shout out. I'll see you guys next time.